It's 23 past the hour, and we're happy to be joined by our good friend Sally Cunningham. And Sally, I gotta think, a lot of people come to you with just kind of everyday questions all the time.
I'm answering questions all the time, and a couple of the most common ones this week are people who bring me samples like this one of plants that have had some damage. And this is an example of hosta leaves where the former tip, when these little babies were opening up all tender, we had some 25, 15-degree nights. So during that situation, they got gnarled, and so you see a sort of messy looking leaf. And the answer is let the plant continue to grow, and after a while you'll nip the bad looking leaves out. And this happens on Japanese maples. I've seen many examples, even lilacs, where the tips were damaged. Now, another common question involves this stick. Hydrangea lovers, you know about the sticks that are still above the repeat blooming types. You'll see the new growth below and these sticks above. And is it dead or is it alive? Well, you can take a clippers or even snip, and if you can make it snap, it's probably dead. But if you want to still be a little patient and keep nipping, you will find there's life will likely come up that stick to some of these buds. So if you want to see if you could get sooner flowers, let the sticks lie a couple more weeks. If you really have to tidy up and get going, cut back the dead ones. That's totally up to you. You still will get growth if you see it below on those new hydrangeas.
All right, we actually have a few callers ready to talk to you, and our first caller is May Lee in Buffalo. Good morning, May Lee. What's your question?
I want to know what kind of flower can you plant in the ground and it'll grow back itself?
Okay, the kind of flower that you put in the ground, everybody should know the word perennials. Perennials means they come back. I always make the joke, they come back as long as they didn't die. But they're supposed to come back every year if you've taken care of them and watered very well. The other kind of plants that people buy are annuals like impatiens that die every year. So eventually gardeners should get into perennials and learn about those great plants. There's hundreds and hundreds of them.
All right, our next caller also in Buffalo, Ernestine, go ahead. What's your question?
Yes, Sally. I'm calling because I have two large hydrangea bushes, and I heard you talk about the hydrangeas, but mine started growing back when we had that nice weather, and now they've stopped. So I was wondering, is there still hope that they will bloom this year?
Well, it's hard to tell. And when you say large, I'm guessing you mean the Annabelle types, the great big ones that get 6 feet or so, and they have large flowers. Those sometimes do get their buds damaged by those late freezes. So you could possibly have lost your flower buds. Go out and peek. Do you see a fat existing flower bud, or is it sort of shriveled already? Good luck. The plant won't die, but sometimes we lose our buds. There is an answer for you also, is get a couple of the newer kinds that are more bud hardy, and there are reblooming hydrangeas. There's hundreds on the market now that are very pleasing for most size and weather situations. So keep trying. Hydrangeas aren't going to go away.
All right, our next caller is Ron in Colden. Good morning, Ron. What's your question?
Yes. Good morning, Sally. In a recent news article, you advised not to fertilize perennials throughout the summer months, but to stop fertilizing, I believe you said mid-July. Why is that?
Okay, good question. Yes, if you are fertilizing trees, shrubs, perennials, you need to stop before August for sure, late July, because they need to start changing their growth pattern. You don't want to be pushing out new growth in August when they are supposed to be starting to grow their roots and prepare for winter. So long and short of it, do your fertilizing early in the season. After they're dormant in October, you can still fertilize again. Now, we'll be learning lots more about this. I know garden centers in several situations have classes and workshops you can continue to go to. My big one is June 9. It's a perennials day, and I want you to look on the website and see how to find out about those classes and courses. But keep learning, folks. Keep gardening. This is our season.
Yeah, it sure is beautiful outside. Thank you very much,
Thank
Sally.
you.
We'll see you next week.